Right, hello everyone. Welcome to ERC 100% race at first night race at Mexico. Hi Shadow, hi Rookie. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks Rookie. Nice of you to say, mate. I think we just got a little bit of a delay because I think people are having some issues getting in the lobbies and all that sort of thing. I had some issues actually even getting on my Xbox when I tried turning it on, so don't surprise me, but we're getting there. So as it stands right now, 15 on the grid. So just a reminder, it's realistic performance. So I've got to turn my phone down because I can hear myself talking. There we are. Yeah, so realistic performance, always a good race. This one. We are starting with a sprint race for qualifying. So sprint races as in real life, so 25% distance, followed by the 100% race. So it could be here a while, but that is absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're all looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. I've made some slides for the standings, so we'll take a look at those between races quickly. Then I'll nip off and get a coffee when I got to, and then we'll be back for the main thing. It's just going to check that I'm in a party, because just recently checking out of a party. Sorry if you hear him in the background, he's watching the chase, so you might hear him answer a question in there. Might be random. So, good one to look forward to. In the chat, Rookie, currently leading the standings, so we'll take a look at how you get. I believe the way we do the sprint race is it's reverse order in the standings. Reserves start from the back in sprint races if there's any errors on the track. But other than that, the reverse order of standings. So I believe Rookie will be in basically at the back. Just cut his way through. As far as fast guys, the tier, like the actual fast drivers, you've got to look at T as being fast probably, but there's a few others that can certainly rival him, but of course they'll be in the slower cars, so we'll see. Is it raining? What is that on the glass on the buildings? It looks like rain, but I can't see any rain in the foreground. That's weird. Nobody's got any umbrellas up, so I guess it's not raining. We'll have a couple of minutes, of course, for people to do their setups. We had the Wednesday night races around here last night, which were... Well, I can only speak for Monza, because that's the Monza lobby, because that's the one I was in. It was a good race, overall. Not the most exciting for viewers, but hopefully tonight's will be different. But it was still a good race, good driving, there were some good moves. Always nice to see. And hopefully we'll get the same tonight. So, use your words, Shadow. I don't know what any of that means. Evening, mate. I did say that earlier. You must have disappeared for a moment.
Yes, you're right.
But yeah. So it's just a couple of minutes for him to sort out their setups for the sprint race and all that. Regards strategy, obviously for a sprint race, it's pretty obvious. It's a soft to medium or medium to soft, whichever way around you want to do it. Or if you're like me last night, you lose your after your front wing in the spin in the sprint race. Come in for another one, stick some mediums on to go to the end. Then the safety car comes out, so you put softs on, and ends up working really well for you, and you end up qualifying 6th in an Alpine. So that wasn't too bad. But we'll see how these boys go. Dad, keep it quiet. It is Shadow, 100% race, very tough. And it's a long one because it's Mexico. It's 36% laps on 50%, so I'm guessing it's 72. It'd be 72, 73, or 71, wouldn't it? It'd be one of the others, one of the three. But yeah, it's tough. I'd imagine it'd be a two-stop. Only real option of a one-stop around here is a medium to hard. I did see actually Shadow Dodo's. I did see Dodo's on a 50% do a soft to medium, and he won the race by doing it. So I suppose technically it should be possible on 100% as well. But I think it's tough to do it that way. But yeah, especially driving on a wheel, mate. I get drenched as it is just using a pad. So goodness knows what. By the time they finish on the wheel, they must be stuck to the seats, I reckon. Should be seeing a ready up or a countdown any minute, I would imagine. You did medium soft yesterday. What, here at Mexico as well, Shadow? No, you was Brazil, weren't you? That's right. You did the 100% race in the other league, shall we say? I don't want to advertise what I'm streaming another league, but yeah. He did, yes, Wallace. Beatnik came at P2 in a hash yesterday in the sprint race. And I think it was P7 in the actual 50% race. So, yes, Brazil 2-3. I mean, yeah, so much for not advertising it. Anyway, we got the formation lap first, but we are now on track. So, oh, don't need that delta, do I? Let's get the full track map up. A few details. Go over the position change so that I can see. That is the one and only time, if you heard what my dad said then, that would be the only time in his life he has ever said Jay-Z. I guarantee you at 80 years old, my father does not know who Jay-Z is. Anyway, so Wallace starting from pole in the Williams. Of course, he's leading the championship on a Wednesday. But, different story, of course, with Williams on a Thursday. He drives a Red Bull on a Wednesday. So, all gold P2, Bishop's P3, Minden in P4. Shaggy with us in 5th. Floyd, our main man commentator, Floyd. He's a brilliant, brilliant commentator on a Wednesday. I always watch the Wednesday race back because I love listening to him. He has a right laugh doing it. So, he's the opposite to me, really. I'm more serious. He has a good laugh doing it. But he's serious as well. He gets all the serious bits in. But has a right laugh doing it. Rubber Duck P7, 610er is P8. Dave, our main man, our boss man, is P9. In a Ferrari XO 10. He's my boss man. XO is P10. Rookie License for Championship. Rookie License Championship leader starting P11. Prezi, Curtis, Ryan M, and Sainty then are reserves, and therefore starting from the back effectively. So they come round to line up. Let's have a quick look at the tyres while we're waiting for them. Oh, okay. So the top 8 will go in mediums first. Then Dave on softs in 9th. Then 10, 11, 12, and 13 all on mediums. And the two guys at the back, Ryan M and Sainty, on softs. So interesting. A little bit different. I think it's different. The opposite to last night. I think almost everybody went softs for the first stint last night. So just waiting for the lights to come on. Seems to be taking a little while. The final driver is lined up. So here we go then. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5. Long pulls, and finally they're off. And it looked to me like well, Wallace got off the line very, very well. We got a car ghosted there in the middle somewhere. But it looks like they're all making their way down to turn 1 with no instance on the straight, which is always good to see. Why have we got a ghosted Merc of Bish that's taking the lead? Is he unghosted yet? No, he's still ghosted. Let's just see. Where's Bish? It says he's on the game. I'll invite him in away just in case. So I don't know why he's ghosting otherwise. In a way, let's go back to the position changes. So good starts from Bish then. Good start from Rubber Duck, up 3 places to 4th. Dave up to 6th. Prezi in the other Ferrari, so he's up just behind his teammate for the evening. Into P7, that's up 5 places. But Sainty's the big gainer, up 7 places to 8th. Well, Curtis also up 4. And there's quite a few have fallen down. So whether there was some contact in the end, we'll find out as they come around the pits. Ryan M's fallen off the... Oh, he's got no wing, so he will have fallen off the back, wouldn't he? So here we go then, there's the pit stops, it looks like. Exo retires in the pits, that is usual for Exo. He likes to start races from the back, so don't be too shocked at that. We are aware that that's what he likes to do, so he will start from the back. He did that last night and made his way back up to 5th, I believe. Finished? So 5th or 6th. So Sainty then on the back of Prezi. Sets his Haas up against Ferrari. Same engine, of course. Side by side. Good racing from the pair. No contacts at all as they are going through the S's. Sainty comes out on top. It was a bit risky going into there, side by side, but they do it well. These guys are our closest battle at the moment, the 3 of them. Best. Well, 4 of them in fact, because Floyd is just ahead of Dave there. Obviously no DRS. DRS will be activated now, but not. They won't actually get it until the next lap. Look at the amount of energy that Sainty's already used. Down to 20%. Ferrari in front of him's on 80. The Ferrari behind him's also on 20, so... really putting that Haas to work. Let's go back to the broadcast cam. Hey Convict, yeah, all good, thanks mate. And yourself? Hope you're well. So then, all staying close. I mean, Sainty's round. He was absolutely, like, mega close to the car in front, so I wonder if he's caught the back of him. Doesn't appear to have caused any damage to his front wing at first sight, so I think he'd go past the pits. No, he's in. Okay, let's go elsewhere then. So Dave then is catching the back of Rubber Duck. So again, it's Ferrari against Alfa Romeo, so same engine again. But obviously the DRS opportunities around here are massive. Oh, good man, Convict. I'm just going to check on that Shadow. Is he still ghosted? He is. Well, not sure what that's all about. The only thing for me is if that Merc was being driven by an AI, I don't think for a second it'd be in the lead. There's too many guys that are too quick around here. Although I'm not sure what they set the AI to. In all fairness, for it to stay in the lead of a lot of these guys, it'd mean, well, the Merc would need to be set to at least 100 AI, and probably higher. So let's go on board with Dave as we see him reel in Rubber Duck. Side by side then, but Dave's going to get a move done before the braking zone. Pulls back in front of the Alfa Romeo and takes P4. Nicely done. Nice clean overtake from Dave. Let's go to the other Ferrari, who's right on the back of Floyd in the Alpha Tauri. Nice and close, but obviously not going to be able to make the move this lap. There is another DRS zone, of course, down the as you come out of the S's, but just there. But yeah, Floyd has now fallen out of DRS of the car in front, so and they're going through the DRS zone now. So yeah, I think you'd think that Prezzi's going to be able to get the move done on the straight this time. Let's come on board. Maybe not. It's a bit far back, isn't he? So see the Alpha Tauri's wings not open. Prezzi not using any energy on that straight. It'll still be the same. Floyd still won't get DRS even though he's within a second. So, but again, Prezzi's not going to be close enough to be able to take a look at the inside. So, hard to know which one to watch at the moment. There's multiple battles going on. These guys are in a bit of a train at the moment. So this is from Floyd in P6 down to 610er in P10. It was in a bit of a train. So, Floyd and Prezzi are swapping positions, and Prezzi gets the move. Floyd seems to run a bit wide. Can he defend against the Alpine that's trying to take advantage? Floyd should be able to defend the Alpine now. He's going to get DRS off the back of Prezzi, but it looks like Prezzi's escaped up the road. Oh no, he's not got DRS, so Curtis is going to be able to attack Floyd. So goes side by side, and again Curtis gets the move done just before the braking zone, so he's able to retake his race in 9. Okay, so where are we looking now then? Sainty has just gotten ahead of 610er for a P11. So let's just have a little come off the position change a second, go to tyres. So you've got to think Dave's going to be coming in any moment from P2. I imagine it'd be this lap or next lap. I'd rather do it sooner rather than later if it was me, because you should get a performance boost being on fresh tyres. You want to make as much use of that undercut as you can. As Curtis then is into the pits, but he's on mediums, so is this an early move? Wow, that is an early move from Curtis over to the softs. Gold picks up 3 seconds, so first to pick up a penalty as Wallace is round. Spin it round and get going back the other way. And Rookie is going to get advantage as well. He's up to P8 as Rubber Duck and Prezzi fighting side by side round the double right-hander. On the way up to the S's now. Prezzi should have the inside. Oh, we know. Rubber Duck managed to just edge away enough. So Rubber Duck holds on to P4 for the moment, but Prezi opens up the DRS and has the inside as well. So this looks like Prezi going into P4. Brilliant qualifying sprint race from the Ferraris so far this evening, as they're now running P2 and P4. So another check on Bish. Oh, Bish has slid. Oh, he had solidified. He's ghosted again now. So Floyd, then DRS overtake on the McLaren of Minden. And moves back into P6. As Wallace is now in. So he's the first of our soft drivers, our soft starters, to make an actual scheduled pit stop. As Rubber Duck picks up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. I mean, they could all end up pitting the same lap. But I think, if I remember from doing a sprint race last night, I think it did say 9 laps and 9 laps, to be fair. I think I changed it to 8 and 10, but mine got messed up anyway because of the spin. But Prezi. Oh, okay, that's the ghosting car is actually being lapped, so that's why he's ghosting that one. Oh, Rubber Duck's into the pit, so Prezi will get that position back. But Rubber Duck at some point had gotten back ahead of Prezi. So those two fighting throughout. And people going out. So Dave is now on lap 10 on those softs. He's really taken them far. Field's still pretty close together. A little bit surprised. I did honestly think Dave might have hit it a bit earlier to try and get a bit of an undercut opportunity. The other question, of course, is will Bish actually hold on to this pole position? Because, as we've noted, he's been still ghosting. So just riding with him a little bit just to see. Yeah, the style of driving, the way to driving, I think that is an AI, to be honest. But can't be sure, of course. I'm just guessing, really. But everybody just spaced out a little bit now. We've got pitters coming in, so they all seem to be pitting at the same time. Prezi goes on and takes the lead of the sprint race. So he didn't want to double stack with Dave coming in. Where's Dave going to come out? And Bish. So Bish comes out P5. Dave's going to come out P7. Curtis has gone through, and Curtis has made a stop. So that's a genuine overtake. So Curtis has got an undercut there. And battle going on between Sainty and Allgold here. It's turn 1. Sainty goes around the outside of the Alpine. Takes P10. Doing a good job. He's obviously doing even better earlier, but Allgold having a look up the outside. Turn 4. No, Sainty defends it. Holds off. I think he had a tiny bit of contact. Go on board with Allgold and follow Sainty through the S's. One of the real tough sectors of the calendar is Sector 2. Here in Mexico. I wouldn't say it's quite as hard as the likes of Sector 1 in Jeddah or even Sector 1 in Japan, but it's one of the hardest ones still. Rubber Duck sets the fastest lap of the sprint race, 17.7. Allgold surely under DRS. Here he goes, massive overspeed on the Haas. And once again, like the other moves we've seen into turn 1, he's got it done before the braking zone and can retake his racing line. He will retain the DRS for this. So we'll run up to turn 4 or turn 5, whichever one they call it. This little kink in a rose was probably classed as turn 5. So at the moment, we got this battle going on. I'm just going to switch to 610er. He's right on the back of Dave. We've got the Ghost of Williams that's been lapped with them, but see no issues there. 610er. We do. So this, I mean, this is time that 610er has gained by pitting earlier, and he's got the undercut. The undercut's powerful in Mexico, very powerful in Mexico. So that's why I was saying that I thought Dave might have tried it, but he wasn't the only one. There was multiple people that could. So many drivers coming into the pits now. Very late on. They'll also be quick to the end. They'll drop a lot of places. Here goes 610er then. Goes to the inside for turn 1. He's not quite got the move done in before braking, but can still retake a decent line. And moves into P3. Does of course have a penalty 610er, so Dave just needs to hold on to the back of him. It's realistic performance. Convict. Realistic foreign cars. So. Yeah, in a moment, 610er out there in an Aston, Rubber Duck up there in an Alfa Romeo. You've got to say fair play to him. What's Curtis driving? He's driving an Alpine. So these boys doing really, really well. Before the sprint race, Convicts, what they did was they started in reverse championship order. So rookie license is actually winning the championship at the moment, and he started in P11, so reserves started at the back, and then it's P1 in the championship down. It's the pole position. So Prezi and Sainty having a battle. So that means, yeah, so Prezi's pitted, so that's, yeah, of course he has, so he could actually very well be quick to the end now, Prezi. Be able to make up some places. His rookie license has to pit again. It's not ideal for a championship leader. Just a reminder, we'll take a quick look at the standings between the sprint race and the full race. But, Wallace picks up 3 seconds. As Floyd was saying last night, Wallace does love a 3-second penalty. So there he goes. He's got it. Again, a bit difficult to know who to watch here. I mean, we've got these 3 battling. Just on the back of the guys ahead as well. So this is basically from. I'm just going to go to 610er and Rubber Duck, as Rubber Duck makes a move for P3. And he's got that done comfortably. And let's just go to the guys behind. So Prezi then gets the Ferraris up into 5th and 6th. Dave might be well versed to move to the right here and allow Prezi to go up the inside, because Prezi has fresh softs to the end. He's going to be capable of putting all the drivers ahead under severe pressure with those tyres, so maybe a case of playing the team game. I wouldn't do it through the S's mind, I'd wait for the straight afterwards. So Dave's gonna do it. He'd do it here, I think. Just ease off the throttle. And indeed he does. So Dave moves out of the way, lets Prezi through to challenge ahead on his fresh soft tyres. Sainty and Floyd are fighting away. The AlphaTauri man comes out on top but picks up a penalty. So that will inspire Sainty to try and stay on the back of him, as Sainty remains penalty free. Prezi then having a look at 610er. He's going to have the inside. Can 610er keep it side by side? No, Prezi's going to complete that move and moves into P4. Nicely done. And already the switch in positions from the Ferraris paying off. So, let's have another look at Bish. Still ghosting. So, looks like Prez is going to be our man to watch for another overtake again here. He's already on the back of, right on the back of Rubber Duck, all over his gearbox. We'll get a massive DRS tow. And I don't think Rubber Duck will even bother attempting to defend this. Two reasons actually. I mean, one, there's not really anything he can do to defend it, but also he has the penalty, so is it really worth fighting Prezi? Which just ended up costing him time as well. So Wallace moves ahead of Shaggy further down the order. Shaggy on 14 lap old softs up at air, feeling wonderful right now. Rookie license sets the fastest lap of the sprint race. So, evening Aaron. Yeah, it's good convict. It is, mate. Evening Aaron. It is in... No, it's not. I think it's... No, I don't think it's Blazing Bishop. But he's actually winning this sprint race despite having been ghosted the whole race, which is quite amazing. I'll have to check in the lobby in between races actually, see what they set AI to, because I'm a little bit unsure how an AI car is leading, even if it is in a Merc. Never seen that before. Let's go to Dave, who's still involved in this, well, currently a 4-car battle now. Between 610er in 5th to Floyd in 8th. Oh, the Alpine ran wide there. Allow Floyd, it is. Floyd moves into P7, takes full advantage. We're on the final lap, so let's just have a quick look at penalties. So, oh, Rubber Duck's got 8 seconds, that's going to hurt. That is really going to hurt. 3 seconds for 610er, 6 for Floyd, 9 for All Gold, obviously that's going to hurt as well. 610er picks up another 3 as well. Miner's got 3 and Wallace has got 3. So, well, we'll see. Wishes ghosted car across the line, takes a sprint race win, although I doubt without a stand. Curtis then P2. Prezi in P3, fantastic drive from Prezi, the man of the race there, without a doubt. Dave moves up to P4, so P3, P4 for Ferrari, Sainty P5, Rubber Duck 6, Minden 7, 610er finishes 8th, Floyd in 9th, All Gold 10th, Shaggy 11, Wallet in 12, Rookie License, our championship leader, still going around at the moment, will finish P13. Oh, he's going to have a little spin first for the camera, and he's going to do a donut. There he goes. Get on, lad. He crosses the line, and behind him will be Ryan M, who again was ghosted pretty much all the way through. I'm not sure what happened to him. How did I enjoy Brazil on Tuesday? You did, mate. Yeah, I loved it. Obviously, I finished P2. I always like races where I get podiums. But no, the actual race itself I thought was brilliant. It was fantastic. Obviously, it's 30 laps of wet. We don't watch the podium on a sprint race, so it don't count. Rookie's ready to lose points in the standings here. Ain't feeling it. Well, you got something like 72 laps or something to start feeling it, Rookie. So, you're not going to lose points, mate. You'll be fighting through that field like a steam train or something. Let's just bring up the incidents just in case any stewards need them. So we've been through the order. Obviously a brilliant qualifying for Ferrari. For me, Prezi was the driver of the day for the sprint race, shall we say. Starting 12th, finishing 3rd. Obviously, I could see that Curtis was 13th and finishes 2nd. So, mate, all right then. Sorry, Prezi, I've got to change that to Curtis because that just doesn't make sense. He's in an Alpine and gained an extra 2 places. So, yeah, change that. Curtis gets the driver of the day. So. Yeah, it's tough to Williams, isn't it, mate? Yeah, I used the Williams in my first ever ERC race. It's an experience, should we say? Yeah, that's the thing, Aaron. Yeah, I mean, I came out in P8, mind, when I actually exited the pits and fought back up to P2, but it was a risk either way. But in the end, it didn't change my position, so I wasn't going to keep with the leader in the wet. He was too fast. So, in a way, away from that, 'cause that's a different league. Right, so as promised, we're going to have to take a quick look at standings. I'm not sure how well these have come out on Lightstream, but we'll take a look in a way. So, just bringing up the drivers now. So that should be on your screen. I can't see them, of course. Right, okay, I'm just getting them up now. So, as you can see then, rookie license leading. He's on 100... Oh, God, I can't read it. He's on 156. Then second place is 124, which is EXO. As always, EXO retired out of the qualifying. Will start from the back. That's just what he likes to do. 119 points is Dave, who starts P4. And 610er currently in 4th on 104 points. Then 96 and 91 we see Rubber Duck and Floyd. Looking down, obviously there's going to be a few there that aren't with us tonight, unfortunately. Just switch it to the constructors. Now, just a heads up, the constructors are done slightly differently in the 100% league. So, I believe they've been split into groups of 2. Groups of 2 teams. So, now I'm not 100% on this, okay, but I hope I'm getting this right when I say that Tier 3 is currently leading. Now, what one to start with? Tier 3 would be, I believe, Alpha Tauri and Aston Martin. Then Tier 2, which would be McLaren and Ferrari, is in second. Tier 4, Alfa Romeo and Alpine in third. Tier 5, Haas and... Nah, this doesn't make sense. Does it? While I'm sure in the chat, you can tell me if I'm... I think Williams and Tier 1 would be Mercedes and Red Bull. Yeah, I think that is right. I say, while they're sure in the chat, you can tell me if I've done that wrong. But in a way, there's the standings for you guys. So obviously they got to form the grid back up. I'm not sure. Well, it's just something else for you. I'm not sure what happens with Bish. He was showing in that he was ghosting all the way through that sprint race. So I'm not sure if he will actually start from pole or not. So we'll find out in a bit. Okay, guys, just going to pop you onto the break screen while I go and get yourself a coffee. It's a little boys' room, and we'll be back for the main race in a bit. Hi again, guys. Coming back to let you know, I think I just checked this, but I think we've probably got a restart on. Loads of names down at the bottom. Online, that's one of yours. Yeah, we are indeed restarting, so that's fine. F122 is a big launch, and I think that's what they're onto now. I think F1's basically getting a bit of a raw deal with all of it, so been forgotten about. I suppose in a way you can't blame them because it is such a big launch for F122 this year. It's probably got to be their biggest ever, really, by a mile, I would imagine. So EA involved, and they've not been involved in the actual making of the new game, but they put a lot of money into it and allowed Codemasters free reign basically. But they need to show EA what they're all about, I guess. Right then, so as I say, we're just doing a lobby restart. It doesn't really make any difference. The grid would have had to have been set in a way. Obviously on F122, I believe, as far as we know, in a way, sprint races are going to be included properly. So hopefully that means that on a race like this, you'll be able to actually include the sprint race, so you haven't got to do the lobby restarts to sort the grid out and everything. That's what I've understood in a way. I hope that is the case. Make things a bit easier. As long as the lobbies work. So Bish is in there. He's joined a new lobby, so still not entirely sure what happened there with Bish. Right, so okay, I'm told apparently Ryan left because he was put in a Williams, so it's pretty ridiculous. You got a guy who was like top 500 in the world at pretty much every track on time trial, but gets put in a Williams and cries about it and leaves. It's just a bit of a shame. Hey ho, we move on. ERC is way too big to be deterred. Way too big a league to be deterred by one person leaving. It won't affect us. If you're any of you guys out there, if you are watching at the moment, obviously you may be off taking a break or whatever, but same as I do. But if you are watching out there and you don't know ERC, basically ERC is a realistic league. We race Wednesday nights. We have two lobbies, races at the same time, 8 to 8 PM on Wednesday nights, where drivers are given contracts with targets that they have to hit based on their own ability as well as the car's ability. They have an algorithm that sorts out how many points you got to get and that sort of thing. I'm not going to pretend to understand it, but they do it very well. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. Thoroughly enjoy it every Wednesday. Look forward to it. We also race, as you're watching, 100% races on Thursday night. So if you're somebody who likes a bit more of an endurance task, and other than that, we race Sunday nights as well. So if you're interested, if you're somebody that knows me from another league and you'd be interested in any of those nights, you can always give me a shout and I can speak to the powers that be, if you like, because I'm not an admin in ERC, so I do a bit of comms here and there just to help out, and other than that I just drive. But, go then. It shouldn't be too long. Also, they're going to need a bit of time on the grid as well to sort out the setups again and everything. Sure. Can't imagine. I imagine we'll be going by 9 o'clock, really. I'm trying to keep an eye on Discord as well, see if we can get any information from that. But, yeah, so obviously anybody watching, if you're a driver as well, don't forget your setups, don't forget your strategies, your fuel, etc.
Good.
Right. Just going to pop you back on the brake screen, guys, while we get this sorted. It's, no, I'm not actually. Let's stick with it. I don't think it's going to be much longer from what I'm reading in Discord, so we're nearly there. So, just a heads up, I believe next week is Australia week in ERC. Like it or loathe it. I rather like it. Although it's probably the track I've crashed most at, Australia. It's quite a difficult one. Obviously a street circuit. But it is indeed Australia week next week for ERC. So again, we'll be here at 8 PM. We'll be here at 8 PM on Wednesday. So, unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have a second streamer or commentator to do Wednesday nights, so it'll just be the one lobby streamed. It's usually Monza lobby. Basically, we have two lobbies on a Wednesday night. They run exactly the same time. Both start at 8 o'clock. One we call Monza lobby, the other one's called Monaco lobby. So, the Monza one's normally the streamed one, until we can get somebody else sorted for that. And hopefully we'll have both done. Well, it's a bit difficult to do both, of course, because ERC do use. Obviously, I'm off my own account tonight. I don't have access to the ERC one, but I'm off my own account tonight. But ERC do have their own Switch and everything. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's ERC _ managers, something like that. Just waiting. It's gone a bit quiet in the Discord.
Who won?
Please stand by. Says Floyd's GIF. We're getting there, guys. We won't be too much longer. Apologies for the delay. I'm sure we all know how it is. What do I reckon? Rookie. Yeah, Curtis with the Australian flags. It's good to know someone's listening. Rookie, what do I reckon? 2-stop. Yes, I do. 1-stop's doable on a soft to medium or medium to soft. You can do a 1-stop, but chances are 71 laps, so I'd be amazed if we don't have a safety car in that, so I think a 2-stop's probably the way to set up. And the other little tip I can give you, rookie, you probably already know yourself, you don't really need me to tell you any of this, but the undercut, mate, is huge around here. You hit a bit earlier than the people in front of you. It's gigantic. Obviously, you've got to fight them off afterwards, but it does work well. Of course, the commentator's impartial. Other strategies are available. Oh, what's going on? Seems stuck. Are we waiting because someone's lost connection, haven't they? So all gold is just having to wait for connection to come back. So as soon as all gold's back in, they'll stick you in the correct grid slot, and we'll get going. Ooh. So a lot of time to fill. I wish I hadn't done the standing so early now. I could be doing that again. Noted. It's not a favourite track of mine. Just need to keep at least Exeter and Dave close. Points are points. Absolutely, 100%, mate. Yeah, the points are points, as you said, and yeah, I mean, Dave looked quick in the sprint race. I think he just pitted a bit late for me. I think he'd be higher up the grid, but P4 is perfectly good enough, of course. But yeah, I got to be honest, Dave did look quick. EXO, I don't know, because of course he retires and starts from the back. Because that's how he likes to do it. Excellent. The man we're waiting for, power is restored. He'll be on soon. He's getting back on now, which means we'll be getting going soon. Must admit, Rookie, I'm loving going through the season with ERC. What I'm generally finding the last few weeks is if I look on my friends list and that on a time trial and Nick Sainty set up and then just spend a little bit of time trial, I'm taking sort of four attempts to have a second out of my time trial times every race, so, or on every track, so got nicely into the 14s yesterday for Mexico. And left it where I still had another 2 or 3 attempts in me as well, so close to the end of the game I can't really be bothered to spend hours trying to get the absolute best out of it, but yeah. I don't know why Sainties seems to work well for me. It's you sit around, of course. I tried doing my own for Canada. It's an absolute disaster. Well, not a disaster, I was running really well until the tyres blew up. The only thing. So, we're getting there. Come on, all golds, on you come. Oh, thanks for 3 viewers now. We've I can't blame anyone. I'm sure they'll be back in a bit. It's just nipped off. Why not? Take a quick break. I know one thing we're not doing at ERC is we're not rushing on to the new game upon release. We're only about... Well, we're about on the... Yeah, we are about halfway through a season, aren't we? I believe, so... 2 more races till the second transfer window, and then there'll be another 5. So yeah, we're on race 8 out of 15, so we're basically halfway. which I think could be a blessing in disguise, because I'm sure all of us are expecting some issues with F1s. Here he is, here's old gold. Yay, now get in your car so we can get going. Yeah, I'm sure we're all expecting issues, aren't we, when the new game comes out? Servers, I know. I think ERC are going to be doing a race on release on Tuesday the 28th. I think we're going to be streaming live an F1 22 race. See if the servers are working on the first day. Lovely if they are. I can't attend myself, unfortunately. I've got a league race on 21, final race of the season in another league. But I'll be watching it back, that's for sure. Might be quite funny. People trying to deal with it, especially if they work and had to wait until to play it. So we're loading up. I should imagine it'd just be a couple of minutes. Oh, what's my brother messaging me? Don't turn too personal. Okay, going down. Hey, cool. That's one brother telling me brother's downloading so we can all play. So 71 laps of Mexico. What would you guys do strategy wise? Obviously rookies mentioned it. Would you two stop? Would you one stop? No worries, thanks. Always happy to step in, mate, if I'm available. No issue at all. Thanks for joining, mate. So close to going. That was a long old break, unfortunately, but nearly there now. So yeah, what do you guys think? Strategy-wise, would you all two stop? Or do you think you might try and push a one? I just can't see there being 71 laps without a safety car, even with 14 on the grid. I'd be amazed if somebody doesn't lose it in sets of 2 or something like that and hit the wall at some point. But there's also the idea, and according to the game, if you set it up to do a one stop, it does say it's quicker, but I'm not convinced around here. It's a medium to hard one stop, really. You can do a soft, medium, soft, but your tyres will be near, well, they'll be off the cliff by the end, and you'll be struggling to hold anybody back that's close to you. So I don't see why you put yourself through that. Put yourself on nice fresh tyres. For me, I would go soft, medium. So Frank, you try hard, soft, one stop. Yeah, that's game says a free stopper, but I don't know. Nobody's going to deliberately free stop. I don't think, Curtis. I think the only way we see a free stop is if it's because of safety cars. I don't think anybody will actually. The game does that actually when you do 100% races. It says you need an extra stop on it, and you don't at all because you have less wear on the tyres. It seems to have done that perfectly well, but it still tells you to take a free stop. Stupid game. Right, so I think we've got about a minute, less than that maybe. So we'll have the formation lap first. Let me get rid of Discord a second. I might just do quickly, take myself out of party and put myself back in because I don't want to chuck me out of party. I don't know if it's a setting I've got on my Xbox yeah, I don't know if it's a setting that I've got on my Xbox, but after I don't know how long it is, but after so long, it just chucks me out of party randomly. There's the green lights on Discord, so the countdown begins. Are they ready? 71 laps of Mexico. It's gonna be grueling. And I don't know about you guys. We had a bit of rain not so earlier on in real life, but it's gone hot again now. I think these guys will, as I said earlier, I think these guys will literally be stuck to their seats. So here we are on the grids. Off they go for the formation lap. Is Bish with us? Yes, he is. He is solid and not ghosting. I'm amazed he's in pole position. I think he should have started from the back. But never mind. Let's see how he goes. It's hard to say, mate. Curtis, I wish I could tell you, but because of the safety cars and VSCs, it just didn't matter. I think I started with 1.5 extra in for the 50%. I know you burn fuel quite quickly around Mexico, don't you, because of the altitude or something, if I remember rightly, but yeah, it just didn't matter in the end. I had way more fuel than I needed by the end of the race. But yeah, I have to say, as a car, the Alpine felt pretty awesome last night, if I'm honest. I think I had more than the 9th place finish in me, because unfortunately at one point I got stuck behind slates, and it cost me a lot of time. So I was stuck behind him and my teammate, and then I got pushed off track by my teammate, and then had to catch it back up again, and ended up stuck behind slates again for quite a while. But, so I'll never know if I could have actually been fighting with the guys a bit further up or not. But I'd like to think I could, but to be honest, I was just happy to bring the car in with CRP as well. I wonder if we'll see any CRP. 71 laps of Mexico, not to pick up 3 warnings. That is tough, because of the middle sector specifically. Although the first few corners, the turn 1, 2 and 3 is quite easy to pick up a warning as well. So yeah, do you guys think we will have... Yeah, bloody slates. Exactly, Curtis. Good luck, mate. It's the 5 lights on. And they're out. Curtis looked like he off to a good start to me. He pulls in behind the Mercedes to get the tow. Should help to protect him from the Ferrari and the Haas behind him. As Dave is falling down in the Ferrari. He's down to P7. He's got a Haas and an Alfa. Look at Sainty up to P3. Was that some... Did Rubber Duck just get shoved off the track, I think? And Floyd's off. Both are back on, though, and going again nice and safely. I can't see any signs that anybody's picked up any damage, which is good. Look at Sainty in P4, though. He's only up 1 place. He started P5. But, still, Sainty, we all know how quick the lad is. Genuinely, could Sainty win the race in a Haas? I certainly wouldn't put it past him. Look how much pressure he's putting on Prezi. Moment as they did swap position for a moment there, and Sainty does get ahead. He's into P3. And Curtis was just starting to get away, but now Sainty's still within the second of him. Just falls out now, but that's the straight line speed of the Haas against the Alpine. I mean, technically the straight line speed of the Haas and the Ferrari should be the same. You've got the same power unit. So Sainty then holds off Prezi as he tries to come back. Is he going to come back again into turn 5? He doesn't manage it this time, but Sainty's outside of the 1 second, so if he can't get the gap to Prezi over a second, he's going to become a sit and duck when DRS activates. Just looking a bit further down. I'm just going to move at a minute because Shaggy is very close. Well, I mean, everybody's very close at the moment, but Shaggy in particular, extremely close to Wallace, and Rookie License is really close to Shaggy. So Rookie is having a look, but Shaggy puts his car in exactly the right place to stop Rookie from being able to make any sort of move there. Still coming up with a predictive strategy of a free stop. Look at the second free stop there. Hard, soft, soft, soft. I don't think so. So DRS enabled then. Well, did Prezi... No, Prezi had fallen out of the 1 second, so he's not... well, he wouldn't have DRS this lap in a way, actually. Sorry, what am I thinking? Not until the back straight in a way. So, back to Wallace, Shaggy and Rookie License. On the way down to turn 5, and Shaggy's having a little look. Backs out of it in the end. It's good for him to put Wallace under pressure, though. If Wallace has got to think about defending him, he may well fall off the back of 6-footer. Really good, solid racing to start us off here in Mexico. I hadn't realised, but Floyd unfortunately has had to take to the pits on the first lap, so more than that. Well, look, we've got 69 laps left, so more than enough time for him to catch that back up. So then, obviously they are going to get DRS this time. Wallace just about held on to DRS. Remarkably, Sainty is holding on to the back of Bish and Curtis. So fast that boy is. Oh, but he's the first to pick up a 3-second penalty as well. And that probably just shows how hard he's trying to push. As that was Wallace running wide out of turn 3. Let's go to Wallace because that's the 4 of them, isn't it now? That's Rookie License that's joined the back of them now. So it looks like Rubber Duck had to take to the pits as well last lap, so him and Floyd are actually in a little battle. There's 1.3 seconds between them at the moment, but they are in a battle. And anybody, I'm just trying to find who is most likely. I think the most likely overtake here is going to be Dave on the back of Minden. Just 4 attempts behind, coming through the final corner. You'd think this would be a guaranteed, really. Minden swerving about a bit too much. Dave has a look at the outside and does get the move done. That's a nice move from Dave. He'll keep hold of the DRS onto the next straight as well, so we can just build that gap a little bit. Look, you don't see Dave sort of swerving around like a madman. Can't do that. So the yellow flag, unfortunately, is Rubber Duck. He will take straight to the pits. He's lost an end plate on the left side. He should be able to make this pit stop and still get out still on the lead lap, so hopefully you continue. I know the one sort of bonus to starting with only 14 on the grid is if you get to the end, you're guaranteed points. sorry, well, I mean, obviously you're guaranteed points because every position scores points, but what I mean is you're guaranteed decent points just for finishing a race. So there really is no need to give up, but I'm just feeling for Rubber Duck here a little bit. He's going to get lapped, I think. Unless he can stay ahead of Bish, he needs to drive. I'd be feeling the pressure here because I'd be thinking I need to drive the race of my life here as a move gets made. Curtis runs wide. Can he hold off Bish? He does. Nice racing, guys. Nice and careful from the guys behind as well. That's all done very nicely. No silly moments and giving the one in front a little bash there. It's nice clean driving, nice clean overtake. And into the lead then goes the Alpine of Curtis. And it looks like Bish might just come under a bit of pressure here from Sainty. It's a four-way battle for the lead. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, a five-way battle going on for P7 at the moment. It's all pretty good. Hopefully this battling might help Rubber Duck to be able to stay on the lead lap. So all he'd be wanting right now is just let me stay on the lead lap. Bish was completely out of energy there, but still gets the move done, retakes the lead off of Curtis. Oh, but runs very wide out of turn 3. But of course he's going to get the DRS. On the way down to turn 5, so yeah, Bish does hold it, but you would imagine the same thing's going to happen again next lap. Could be seeing that lap after lap after lap. But at the moment, I've got to say, Sainty is... Well, look at this. He's got surely run wide there, is he? Yeah, giving it back as well. Bish picks up a 3 seconds on that corner as well. I'm sure come the end of these 71 laps, there'll be a huge amount of penalties. As surely Curtis get it done again. Opens up the DRS. Just a little note, the Rubber Duck just set the fastest lap of the race on that last lap, so he is gradually getting away from these guys. And as you can see, a pretty basic, straightforward overtake for Curtis. If any of them ever are straightforward. That's Rubber Duck just up ahead, look. So he is still there, but just about staying out of the blue flag range at the moment. I mean, obviously these guys will have to pit before he does. I've just realised we haven't looked at tyres and... Well, so that's interesting, look. The top 4 then on softs. Started on softs. But then 5th, 6th and 7th on mediums, so that's interesting. They split. They've kept their options open to a one-stop possibility. Although technically the soft guys have as well, because you can go soft to hard as well, rather than medium to hard. But I did do a practice 50% from. I didn't do the whole race, but what I actually realised is the medium tyres aren't really that great round there. And I did think to myself whether it's really much point in using them, because they do go off pretty quick. So Bish then retakes the lead. As I said, we're going to keep seeing this lap after lap if we stay with them, but the guys a bit further down have spread out a bit now. They've all got a second gap between them, apart from Rookie License, who stayed within the second of Wallace, but Wallace is right on the verge. I don't know whether he got DRS, Wallace. We'll find out now. Yes, he did. Okay. So he needs to get that gap down. I think I'd have been murdering my energy a little bit there to try and get the gap a bit lower to the car in front. he knows if he falls out of DRS range, he's going to be an absolute easy mark for the Mercedes of rookie license. So I'm just trying to think, in the 50% races last night, we were finding softs could go quite a way. In fact, they could go pretty much as far as the mediums could, to be fair. I'm just trying to work out when we might see pit stops. I'm kind of thinking if you're going to do a soft medium, it's likely to be 20-20, 31. Or it's something like that, somewhere near it, as the two leaders swap positions again. Shaggy gets ahead of 610er, just ahead of this battle, but surely rookie license stick with him as he comes up to turn 1. But he's not. Wallace will have the inside. He's going to get another opportunity, of course. Make sure you get a good exit, and he has. And surely now, with DRS, surely still side by side. Of course, the Williams has a Mercedes power unit in it, so they are good in a straight line, the Williams. But rookie does, in the end, get the move done and moves into P9. And Wallace coming under immense pressure straight away from All Gold. Some fabulous battles going on out there as Prezi has looked at Sainty, who was having a little look at Curtis, I think. And Curtis is fallen out of the 1 second to Bish. Could we see a Haas about to make a move into P2? So it's as Sainty opens up the DRS. He's going to do it. Into P2 goes the Haas of Sainty. Outstanding performance so far. I mean, if he stays that high up, if he ends up on the podium, I won't be able to look anywhere else for a driver today, will I? Then a Haas guy on a podium. I really hope it keeps going well for him. Do indeed. Wallace is close to the back. All Gold's pretty close to the back of the license still. So All Gold then got ahead of Wallace while we were watching that. But that's okay. Wallace is on his longer stint on the mediums, so it's just got to bear that in mind. Although Wallace has suddenly fallen 2 seconds back as well. Let's just go down to All Gold, because he is really on the back of rookie license. Could see a move down into this next corner, the right-hander. Didn't look to me like All Gold opened his DRS then, unless I just couldn't see it. So, license holds him off there, but surely, again, as I'm just going to nip up to the front, guys. Where are they? Right, let's go back down there. I'm just aware that's for the lead. As we see then, All Gold gets up ahead of rookie license into P9. Sainty and Bish have reached the next corner, so Sainty didn't get the move done, but we'll keep an eye on that. As Shaggy is making a move on the McLaren into turn 5. And puts the Aston man up into P6. Again, having a good race, as is his teammate that's right on the back of the McLaren as well. So, again, just thinking, when will we see the first pit stops? Well, as I said, lap 20 is likely to be around about the right point. I just wonder if we might see someone pit earlier and go for an undercut. In fact, I'm wondering if someone might change from a soft medium to a soft medium so that they can get an undercut and pit a lot earlier. As I mentioned in between the two races, the undercut around here is absolutely huge. So, these guys again, let's just go to Sainty and Bish. As you can see, Sainty all over the back of Bish, but it's going to be such a hard move for him, even with DRS. That Mercedes power unit compared to the Haas's Ferrari power unit is monumental. I was just looking. Oh no, Dave was right on the back of Shaggy, but he's just fallen back a little bit. So Prezi picks up his first penalty. So it could end up being not so much a battle of who stays penalty free, but who has the least come the end. It could determine a lot. So Curtis defends off the Ferrari again. But, right, let's go to Sainty and see. Let's go on board with Sainty and see if DRS does absolutely anything for him. Neither him or Bish have any energy left, really. See, now Sainty's just run out of energy. He's going to have a look. He's going to have a look. Stay side by side. Bish runs out wide. Sainty will pick up DRS again. Turns on the power. Surely not. Surely it's a bit too far back. Still having a look. There's a bit of contact. A couple of bits of contact, but I think Sainty was just a bit too far back into turn 5 on that one. But it looks to me. I mean, I just wonder if Sainty might be better served forcing Bish to use his energy for a few laps, for 2 or 3 laps, while he saves his own. The problem is he could come under attack from Prezi if he just saves his own, who's gotten ahead of Curtis, by the way. So I wonder if Curtis might be the one who would be best served by pitting early. I'm not saying yet, maybe a bit too early yet, but well, no, in fact Bish comes in. So Bish is the man who comes in. Thought maybe it was a bit early yet, but he's putting the mediums on. So 57 laps to the end. That's 2 28, 29 lap stints on 2 sets of mediums, unless he's going with a different strategy altogether. He comes out in P8. No, he doesn't. He comes out in P10. No, he doesn't. He comes out in P8. I was right first time. Okay, so P8. Let's watch the gap. Just change the gap to leader at the moment. So at the moment, he's come out of the pits 21 seconds behind. So that's interesting. Just see. Might need that sort of half a lap just to get the tyres up a little bit. It's temperature. Keep an eye on that and see if he brings that gap down at all. Just noticed that Rookie License took a decision to move to hards. Prezi gets past Sainty for the lead, but Sainty is coming back at him now up the main straights. Let's go to the broadcast cam. See them side by side. Surely Sainty's going to hold this off. He does indeed. Runs wide doing it and picks up DRS. So Sainty once again leads the race in the Haas. Just a completely outstanding performance from him. When I've mentioned a couple of times that he is an extremely fast lad, is Sainty, but there's being fast and then there's being able to lead a race in a Haas, and that's a realistic Haas, which is another thing altogether for me. So, said Bish probably need a little bit to heat his tyres up and get his tyres up to temperature. The gap's now starting to come down a little bit. Not as much as I thought it would, if I'm honest. He's gained about 7 tenths so far. Lewis picks up 3 seconds. Did Prezi get the DRS then? He did indeed. It's way too far back. It's just the problem with Sainty getting into the lead, even if he's in a Haas. He's now got an open road, completely open road. Fair play to Rubber Duck, by the way. He was still, well, if anything, he's extended the lead over these guys to stay on the lead lap, which, as he will know and we all know, is hugely important. Although, of course, if he did fall behind these guys, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because if a safety car did come out, which is what he needs, they would all pit in away at the moment. So, but, as I say, it looks like he's gotten away from them a bit, so hopefully he can stay on that lead lap. Looking down the order. Bish is picking up the pace now. The gap's down to 19.8. The undercut is working, but assuming he's going to have about another 3-4 laps before any of these guys pit, he needs to really up the pace. In fact, let's go down to him, because what he's got now, well, into the pits comes Prezi in the Ferrari. So he's the first Ferrari to pit. I'm just going to say, let's go down to Bish, because he's caught the back of 610er, who's holding him up massively at the moment. Will the Aston do a nice thing coming to the pits? No. Well, 610er's started on the medium, so he's going to be on a long stint, but surely it'll be an easy move. But look at the train of cars that Bish is catching. This is the problem when you pit early. If you come out in traffic, it can really hurt you, but whenever he gets a little free bit of space on track, he gets the gap down really quickly. So Prezi then come out in P8 and has gone to a new set of softs. He's also picked himself up another 3 seconds, but Prezi already got it down to 20.3, so I just wonder, will Sainty or Curtis react to that, or will they say, no, we're going to keep pushing these softs out a bit further yet? So it's still a bit early for me. You'd think it would be 20, 31 on a 2-stop, soft to medium. What am I? Lap ticker just... Oh, and there's contact between Bish and Minden. Bish sort of pushed Minden round there, but that's one for the stewards. I'm not going to comment on it. Those can sort of go either way, but Shaggy's into the pits. Minden then... Well, both cars are carried on, so it looks like both of them have gotten away from that damage-free, which is the main thing. So Bish then has the gap down to 18 seconds. Prezi is already the car behind Bish. This has really helped Prezi, because he's gotten past Minden because Bish spun him. Or, you know, he spun with Bish. Shaggy pitted and got out of his way. So Prezi is currently flying onto the back of Bish, who's now got the gap down to the leader to 17.9. So these guys will take the lead of the race when the front two pit. There's no doubt about that. Look at Sainty, currently leading the race by nearly 3 seconds in a Haas. And into the pits comes the Haas then. So Curtis continues on and takes the lead of the race. Sainty in, he's going for another stint on softs. He's being held there. Oh no, that was a little lag actually. But through goes Dave, who's already gotten ahead of Bish. Through goes Bish. And look at this. I said the undercut was powerful. Sainty's out in 5th. So the undercuts work for them. Dave could play a big part here for Prezi, if we can allow Prezi past, but get in the way of the Mercedes. That would be perfect for Ferrari, and that's exactly what they've done. Look, that was very nicely done by Ferrari. Ferrari pair. Very nicely done indeed. So Dave is going to be Ferrari's Sergio Perez now, as he looks to hold up the Mercedes and the Haas of Sainty. We got a sector 2 yellow. I think that was Sainty now. There's another yellow further down now. Oh, it's all gold. Spun in the Alpine. Don't know if he's picked up any damage. Yeah, he has. He's lost his right end plate on the front wing. So Curtis reacts then and comes into the pits. He's made his stop. He's on his way. Into the lead goes Prezi. Fish into P2, Saint into P3. Dave continues on. He gets ahead of Curtis. He's going to come under pressure from 610er as well. Curtis does just about hold 5th place ahead of 610er. So Curtis has gone a different way then. He's gone to mediums. So Prezi leading this race now, looking quick now on those soft tyres. Sainty's already gotten ahead of Bish into P2. That is the power of those fresh softs over the mediums. It's just a case of how it is. Bish's sort of job here really is going to be keeping the gap as low as possible, so that when he goes to, well, presumably goes to softs on his final stint, he's got the advantage. But the gap isn't too big. So let's take it back off the leader now, sorry. Let's go to intervals so I can see battles through the field that may be emerging. So championship leader then, rookie license currently in P10. Just come up saying Bish has joined. I hadn't realised he'd left. My apologies, Bish. If I'd have realised you left, I would have sent you an invite, buddy. I must have missed that. You see, he is ghosted, and he has fallen significantly back, so it's not a massive surprise. And Bish, it said you joined. Just take control of your car, buddy. And Wallace is retired. Wallace is retired in the pits. Not too sure why that is. Just looking down. So look at this, Rubber Duck. No longer in last place. He's now running 12th. He's gotten ahead of All Gold. There is sector 1 yellows. Oh, that's Wallace's car's come back out the pits. I'm retired on the track. Oh, there it is. Look. Oh dear. Bish is clearly back with us now, though. So that's good. Sainty side by side with Prezi. This for the lead once again. Oh, must have been a tiny bit of contact there, surely. And they're not going to go into the S's together. They are. They're going to go into the S's together, side by side. But good racing from the pair. Oh, that makes me shudder at the fault, does that? Nutty going in side by side. And they're side by side again, and Prezi makes the move back, retakes the lead. But surely Sainty will pick up DRS again. Prezi will currently be thinking, did somebody accidentally leave this on equal performance? How is this guy so fast in the Haas? It's ridiculous. But it's a great job he's doing. And again retakes the lead. And Prezi will once again look to stay close to him as he can. Allgold's gotten back ahead of Rubber Duck, by the way, up into P12, but to be fair to Rubber Duck, he's coming up to the end of his stint on those tyres, so... which may be a problem with him, because I think the leaders are getting into the sort of area where they lap him when he pits. So could end up a lap down. Hope not, but... so Prezi will get DRS here. He just needs to close that gap. We'll look at this gap that Sainty's building. It did go over a second there for a moment. I think Prezi did keep DRS. Let's just go on board with Prezi. We should be able to hear the little beep as he crosses the line now. Didn't hear the beep, but he has opened DRS, so he'll bear down on Sainty again, but he's nowhere near close enough to make a move, so possibly... no, again, I don't think he's close enough to be able to make a move into turn 5 here. Fair play to Prezi, he's holding on to him. He's not letting Sainty disappear, which we know Sainty can do. Just trying to look down the field. Let's go to Curtis and Bish, because they're a bit closer in their battle at the moment. So, as we said, they're different strategy. These two have gone to the mediums. Unfortunately, Bish, I didn't see it, but he lost connection at some point. I only saw it come up when he joined, unfortunately, so I didn't realise he had. Which is why the gap's grown. Mind you, when he joined back, the gap was about 5 seconds, so that gap is growing significantly in a way. Curtis then will pick up the DRS, and again, it looks like he's a bit far back. I won't be using that energy seat. I'd just be using this DRS zone just to catch up. We all race differently. For me, I'd currently be saying to myself, look, I can keep with this guy without using my energy, so let my energy just rebuild and rebuild. Right, now Sainty has gotten away from Prezi by a second and a half, so now this is where Sainty's going to be dangerous. He's got an open road ahead of him, he's got out of DRS. He's going to be super dangerous now as we continue to watch Bish and Curtis. Curtis just flirting with the idea that he's going to fall out of DRS here. I think he's got it this lap. So just allowing him to get that gap back. Yep, he opened it there, so sort of flip open. So he has to just get this gap down a bit. So it does appear that for Curtis actually, I mentioned about just building the ERS back up on the previous lap, but obviously he's got to stay within the 1 second. That's the only thing. I'm just having a look. Yeah, Bish has continued to use a bit of energy, so this is working for Curtis. The gap to the front two is continuing to build. What you got to bear in mind is, assuming that the strategy for the front two is that they're going to a set of mediums to the end next, these guys will probably take the lead of the race as long as that gap stops coming down as quick as it is, or increasing as quick as it is. They will be slow, but then they'll pit to the softs, and they will be, because the front two will be on already worn mediums, the softs are going to be so quick. So it's just going to be a case then of can they hunt down the front two to try and take the race win. Fair play to Prezi, by the way. I said this where he's going to be dangerous, but actually Prezi's gotten back within the 1 second again. So fair play to Prezi on that one. So some guys are doing really quiet but good jobs here. Dave, Minden, 6'10", all currently running P5, 6 and 7, are still on their original medium tyres. That would suggest to me that they're looking at a one stop. They may not be, because yeah, if they're just getting their long medium stint out of the way first and then doing a double soft stint, then they'd be pitting somewhere around that 30, 31, maybe 29, somewhere around there. So we're getting towards that stage now. EXO as well has pitted. He's up to P9. Remember, he started last because that's what EXO likes to do. Is retire out and then start from the back. Hey, Blunt Blade. No worries, mate. It's alright. Thanks for joining to see how we're getting on. So, see, we're lap 29 of 71. One way to go. But, it's been interesting. I've lost count how many times the lead's changed so far. It's a lot of times. Bish and Curtis were up to it to start with. They were swapping the lead, and then Sainty started getting involved, and then Prezi started getting involved, and it's now Sainty and Prezi have swapped several times. And so I just said it was coming up to when these guys that started on the mediums will start to make their stops. 6'10" just has. And he is, just looking down, he is back out on track, and he's come out ahead of Rookie License. He switched to hards earlier. 6'10" gone on to another set of mediums, so he's obviously going medium, soft then. I wasn't expecting that. I thought the guys who started on mediums would probably go medium, soft, and do it that way. Yeah, no worries, mate. Feel free. Hope work's going okay. How are you working at this time of night for? Anyway, this is still Curtis on the back of Bish. And look at Curtis. So I mentioned about he should probably start saving it. He's already got it back up to 65%. Bish is still using his. His light's probably still flashing, I'd imagine. It is. So Curtis is being sneaky and building his ERS back up. Obviously at some point it'll be a case of triggering it, and Minden now also pits off of the mediums he started on, then he goes to softs. So I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see 6'10" do the same, but see how all that unfolds later in the race. But Curtis being sneaky and being doing a grand job here. Now he's got that ERS up, it's just a case of when he, you know, how close is he at the final corner. It's not bad, but it's maybe a bit far back, so maybe just do another lap. Obviously it's hard for him to, because Bish has got that car advantage, it's obviously going to be quite hard for Curtis to stay close to the back of Bish through the corners. Even though he's got a bit of a tyre advantage. Dave then is the last to pit off of those mediums. Where is he going to come out? Is he on his... There's not going to be a move here, so let's go down to Dave. It's going to be close. EXO's on his way up. No, it looks like Dave's going to get up to speed in time. He'll stay out just ahead of Exo, so he comes out in P6. Look at the difference there. It's a 6'10"er. I'm trying to remember who it was. It's 6'10"er and Mindham, wasn't it? For the other two. So Dave's come out significantly ahead, and it's worked out for him. And he's going to be super quick now. He's 14 seconds behind Shaggy, who's on 11 lap old mediums. I bet you that gap comes down pretty fast. Which is still holding on to the back. They've just lapped. And that's Rubber Duck. He's finally finding himself lapped, unfortunately. Okay, so Curtis had fallen out of the DRS zone. I'm not sure what Rubber Ducks do it. Well, I don't. I think this is a topic of conversation in leagues that have ghosting, of whether that car should just be getting out of the way really and letting them disappear up the road a bit, because it could just be a bit off-putting. These guys are obviously trying to battle. It's an important battle, and it's just be a bit off-putting for them. But I'll leave that to the admins. Exo just dropped a place to Mindon, obviously out on his fresh tyres, whereas Exo will be getting... He's in a later part of his stint now, so he'll be coming up, probably pitting somewhere around lap 40-ish for those softs, I would imagine. And it'll be mediums to the end. You work shifts, do you, Blades? Oh, that explains it. Curtis then back onto the back of Bish. Where are they? I'm just going to switch that because I think they're just coming out of... Yeah, they're on the lead up to turn 5. Again, Curtis is nice and close to Bish. I think he would like to get this done sooner rather than later now. Bish is just getting to a point on the mediums where they're going to start suffering a little bit, whereas Curtis is probably still feel pretty fresh. So, to be precise, well, Bish's medium tyres are 6 laps older than Curtis's. That just seems the problem for Curtis, doesn't it? It's through sector 3, he just seems to lose Bish a little bit through that final sector. It could be partly to do with a car difference, but it could be to do with setup as well. So close up a bit again here. But it still remains easily our closest battle on track. We have got Floyd's getting onto the back of X, so let's go to that one because we haven't seen... See, a lot of what we've shown so far has been about the front sort of 4 or 5. So let's move to Exo and Floyd and see these guys. Floyd's just started his stint. So obviously going to be quick. Exo's coming towards the end of his stint. The prediction would be that these two guys actually towards the end of the race could be pretty close. Oh, nice, man. Well, good luck for that. I hope you don't find it too nerve-wracking. I always found interviews quite nerve-wracking. Ah, just as I come off them. What was that then? Did we just see? Oh no, let's go back to these because they are fighting. Sorry, it's just I moved down to this one, and Curtis did finally get ahead of Bish. So he's taken P3. Typical. Just as I move, little move gets done where we were watching. But it looks then Floyd's managed to defend off Floyd. Hector's managed to defend Floyd, but they're now in the lead up to turn 1. Obviously, Floyd has DRS, and it's going to be comfortable. Look, but again, but EXO really looks to try and defend this. But in the end, Floyd has the inside of turn 3, which is the telltale factor. He'll then pick up DRS again, so he'll be able to defend into turn 5 quite comfortably. But, interesting. I'd say EXO getting towards the end of that stint, so if we can stay close to the back of Floyd, it won't be easy, but if we can, he can get towed along for the last few laps of his stint, which would be nice. But you can see that gap's growing already. In fact, it's already gone over to 1 second. Back down again now. Floyd seems to struggle towards the later part of sector 2. So, since he got past Bish then, Curtis is starting to disappear from him already. He's a second and a half ahead. It's going to be interesting in the last stint, I think. Completely safety car free so far tonight. Not even a virtual safety car, which is brilliant from these guys. We're literally, well, we're basically at halfway. 36 laps out of 71. So, still impressive amount of drivers staying penalty free. Rookie license, Floyd, Dave, Curtis, all penalty free. If this was a 50% race, they'd have their CRP. Prezi pits from P2. So, whereas Curtis, he's coming onto the main straight now. He's going to easily go past. So there's Prezi exiting the pits. I think, is Bish going to get past as well? He does. Oh, Prezi just held on another lap. He probably would have got out ahead of Bish. Of course, he wasn't to know that. It would be nice to get a bit more info on that in the next game. I know at the moment on your display down the bottom you can find out which position you'll come out in, but you don't have a way of, unless that position is literally the guy behind you, you can't see the gap to anybody else, so I don't know. I suppose that's one reason you could have the full track map open. I don't, I have the mini map open. Sure, you know, the smaller version when I'm racing. Never even bothered to try and have a full map actually. I don't know if it'd be alright or not. The Prezi straight away then back up into P3, make short work Bish. Which you'd expect, to be fair. Bish on very warm medium tyres now. Now Prezi's gone to softs, so this is his third set of softs. I'm sure he's gone to a third set of softs. Prezi, yeah, 3 sets of softs, so Prezi is doing a free stop. Now that changes things again, because obviously Bish and Curtis aren't doing that, they're doing a 2-stop. So I convinced both will go 2 softs to the end on the next stop. So Sainty is right on the verge of getting a gap to Curtis that would enable him to get out in front, which is why Prezi will be eager to make this move now, and he has. Sainty is in. Sainty is in, but I'm guarantee you see a set of mediums go on here. So he's on the opposite strategy to Prezi. He was only just coming around the final corner. Sainty's going to get out in the lead, I think. It's close, but Sainty is going to get out just ahead of Prezi. Prezi's obviously got the momentum. Brilliant pit exit. Gives us a battle into turn 1, 2 and 3. But it looks like Sainty's going to hold him off. And Prezi won't have DRS here. Just to confirm, Sainty's going to the end. Prezi will have to pit again. I just wonder if Prezi has gone onto the wrong tyres. I'm not convinced he meant that. The only reason I say I'm not convinced he meant it was surely if he was doing a free stop he'd have pitted earlier off the softs. So just picked up a time penalty. Exo's done really well in staying close to the back of Floyd further down the order, by the way. He's right on the verge now and making a pit stop, which will see him get a good chance of an undercut on Floyd a bit later on. Let's go to this then. Prezi. I mean, not only does he need to get past, but he needs to start moving up the road really quick. For me, for Prezi to have any chance to win this race still, I think he needs to get a gap of at least 10 seconds before pitting to a set of mediums to have any chance, I would imagine. But I mean, going by the way he's pitted, I think he's pitted quite early in the first stint, did a longer second stint. I'm guessing he's going to pit somewhere around lap 54-ish. So he's got several laps, you know, he's got a lot of laps to be able to do it in, but he needs to shake Sainty first. That's the problem. He's not an easy man to shake off. So further down the field, Exo stayed out and has suddenly dropped quite a bit further back from Floyd. I think that is the sign that those softs are gone. I think we'll probably see Exo in the end of this lap. Suspect to go to mediums to the end. May even opt for hards. There's not a big difference between medium and hard. He's going another lap. Okay. It's fine. Right, Rubber Duck's just picked up a penalty. What I was going to say is Prezi has broke the second. Or he had. Where are they here? Yeah, he did break the second because Sainty didn't have DRS there. But he's since got it back to within a second again. Now out. Honest truth is, I don't know if Sainty's still got DRS. All we can do is go on board with him and find out ourselves. So no, he didn't get DRS onto the main straight. So he's still getting a tow, and you can see how much a tow's worth, even to a Haas. Well, of course they've got the same power unit, but it's just a thing at the moment through the corners. Ferrari's going to be a lot more nimble, a lot grippier. So coming up towards the end of the lap, yeah, he needs to pit. He's lost another 2 seconds to Floyd already. It just doesn't seem to me that those softs have got anything left in them to give. Continue on he will. I'm sure Exo knows what he's doing without doubt, and Sainty's now picked up DRS again. This is absolutely what Prezi does not need. Prezi, you've got about 20% more energy than Sainty. I think when you got him out of DRS, you needed to use it. So that's the car you can see in front, I believe, is Rubber Duck. It is indeed. So just coming up to lap Rubber Duck, who had unlapped himself when these guys came into the pits, but fortunately nothing he could do about this now. The driver ahead of Rubber Duck is rookie license, so they are actually fighting. Rubber Duck's on 12 lap old softs, whereas rookie license is on 26 lap old hards. So Rubber Duck won't be feeling too much like getting out of the way, because he's worked really hard to get this gap down to rookie license. Now obviously they do ghost, so as rookie license gets out of the way, look, he's going to let the leaders through. I think that's really good of rookie license, to be fair. And that's what you're supposed to do. But it's really wrong that Rubber Duck wasn't too happy to just get out of the way of Curtis and that earlier on. He was unlapping himself. So Prezi extends that lead out again. Now surely Prezi, you've got 40% energy to Saintly's 20. And for me, I'd be using that now. Oh, and Rubber Duck has ended up off track. So the S is in sector 2. That's Mercedes you just saw going through wasn't rookie license. He's 8.5 seconds up the road. That was Bish lapping him. So I'm thinking we're probably going to see about another 4 or 5 laps from Curtis and Bish. Then they will make the move to come into their soft tyres to the end. I'm afraid. Well, I just said that. Bish is coming. Well, Bish was probably on a different strategy. Well, no, he is going softs. I thought he was probably going to go mediums, but he has gone to softs. As I think Curtis will hold out on these mediums and switch to softs to the end. That will give him the advantage over Bish, and should, touch wood, should give him, guarantee him a podium. As to whether he can actually have a 2 ahead, it'll be a different thing. Prezi could be a possibility because we know he has to pit again. This is Dave in the other Ferrari then, who's just made his way into P4. Dave doing what Dave does, just being really quiet, going about his business. Suddenly finds himself in P4, penalty free. Driving very nicely indeed. So, Exo finally pits, and he's gone to softs. So I can only assume then that Exo must have used mediums on his first stint, did he? Yes, he did. Yep, so Exo's going to the end then on those softs. So they'll have to do about the same amount of laps that this last set did, and we saw they did go well off towards the end of their stint. As Rubber Duck pits. It's on a set of mediums to the end. Nice to see him carrying on though. Don't like to see people giving up. So, looking through again. Just struggling a bit again for battles. The closest at the moment is Minden and Bish. Although, I'm guessing... Well, they're on the same lap of tyre actually, so... I missed that actually, sorry, Minden must have got past him on track. To be on the same set of tyres. Oh, apologies, I missed that one. No, what's... I'm just... Something's gone wrong here, hasn't it? Bish pitted. And put softs on. And what's it done? Put on old softs on his car. I think that's what it's done. I think it's put old softs on Bish's car. Which, if he realises... If he's checked his tyre wear and realises that, he's going to be fuming. Confirm, Bish started on the softs, went to mediums, he's gone back to softs, and he's put the softs back on from his first stint. I'm sure it has. Unless my graphic is just wrong on the screen, and he actually has fresh softs on. Hopefully it's just wrong. Hey Sol, thanks for joining, mate. Oh, and that was Bish going round after a collision. I was trying to make the move on Minden. It was on stream. If it needs to be reported, but Bish will get back on with it. I mean, he's just going to be fuming, Bish. If it really has put him on 16 lap old softs, which must be the same softs he's used in the first stint, he's going to be absolutely fuming. And so would I, because that's just the game being glitchy. That's just, if it's right, then it's ruined his race. He was definitely on for P4. P4, P5, something like that Bish was on for. So... Now he's having to pit again. He's not going to be... Well, he lost his front wing in the spin. Well, oh, in fact, he's retired out. He's race quit, unfortunately, there, Bish. But, it's a shame. Yellows are just stood with him. The car will probably come back out on track. It's a shame to see him do that. He'd had a good race. He was driving well, was Bish. But I can understand the frustration. I don't know about the incident. I'm not going to comment on the incident because I only literally looked up in time to see Bish spinning, so I didn't actually see the contact. But the game's going to have made him fuming in a way, putting him on old tyres on the pit stop. Just ridiculous. Yeah, so the eagle-eyed viewers have noticed that Saintsy's fuel light's on. It's yellow at the moment, which would very much explain why he suddenly dropped 9.5 seconds down from Prezi. So Sainty has just shown incredible racecraft and incredible pace in the Haas, but unfortunately looks like he's going to struggle to make it to the end, or certainly struggle to make it to the end with any pace. because it looks like he's under-fueled. Probably expecting a safety car. We know it's around Mexico. I believe, if I remember rightly from watching it on telly, I think it's something to do with the altitude. It means that you burn a lot more fuel around here than other tracks. But I must admit, I didn't really have to worry about it last night because we had a safety car. I started a lap and a half up and we had a safety car, so I just didn't even bother looking. As the McLaren of Minden comes into the pits then, from P5, I think he'll only lose out to Shaggy. Yeah, he's definitely only going to lose out to Shaggy. Minden's just coming through the stadium section now. So Minden exits in P6 on soft tyres to the end. For me, Shaggy's going to definitely have to pit again, so that will give him P5. I think if Dave knew that, he would probably come in and take a stop now, stop any chance of undercut happening, although I think, just trying to look, I think he does, you know, I think Dave needs to get in, although of course he's penalty free as well, Dave. This is what I mean, I hope the new game gives you more information. As Curtis finally pits off the mediums then, 29 laps on the mediums, on go to softs, to the end. He should come out in P4. Yeah, I think it's going to be P4, Dave's going to go through, but Dave will be pitting very shortly, so that's not really an issue. Oh, he's not going to go through, you know. Curtis is going to hold this. Got the inside of turn 1. Got another close one on the pit exit. Had a couple of those tonight. But in third stays Curtis. That is huge because now he's got a clear track with fresh soft tyres to go absolutely flying around this track now. Shaggy pits then. We said it won't be long. Straight in he comes next lap, so Minden back up to P5. The gap to Dave at the moment is about 21 seconds, slightly over, which is about right for a pit stop, so I think Dave would just sneak out in front as it stands. So kind of up to Dave here whether he wants to come in and try and get in front of the McLaren, or hold off and let the McLaren use its tyres a little bit so that he gets fresher tyres later on. Bearing in mind the McLaren's got a penalty, so he doesn't really have to overtake the McLaren, he just needs to be close to it. Sector 1 yellow. So in comes Dave then. Dave's in. I don't know what that sector 1 yellow was for. Dave exits. Minden is coming up. It's going to be close again. I mentioned this one was going to be close. I felt like it was. Minden's going to have a look at the outside. Well, Dave's pretty kind to him there and gives him loads and loads of room. But as we said, Dave is, you know, again, touch wood that nothing goes wrong. Dave's pretty much a shoe-in for P4 here. What about Sainty? Is he managing to save fuel? That's the big question. When a Sainty is having to save fuel every lap, then you've got to say Prezi has probably gone favourite to win this race now. He's 12 seconds up the road, but we know he has to pit again. He has to go to a set of mediums. So I'm expecting Prezi in the next couple of laps. So assuming he pits then next couple of laps, you've got to think that Saints is going to be about sort of 8 to 9 seconds, probably 9 seconds in the lead when Prezi comes out. Resi will have fresh medium tyres, and we think Sainty is saving fuel. So, whose position would you rather be in? Well, I'm guessing you'd rather be in Prezzi's because you're going to have fresh tyres and a Ferrari instead of a Haas, and not having to fuel save. So I would guess you'd rather be in Prezzi's position. We'll have a quick look at the penalties now. Oh, okay, Sainty's got 15 seconds. I hadn't realised that. Ouch. That hurts. The gap to Curtis is still 27 seconds, so Curtis is going to be driving the wheels off of those soft tyres to the end. He's still penalty free. It would be interesting though, because Curtis is on softs to the end. Now, Prezzi has to pit for mediums. If he pits now, Curtis will be within 6 seconds of him. We know a pit stop is somewhere around 21 seconds. So Curtis would be within the penalty range. And as it stands right now, all Curtis is doing is getting that gap lower. It's just gradually coming down. So I had said that Prezzi had probably gone favourite to take this win. I'm now not convinced at all. But he is. So into the pits comes Prezzi then. Very nice to see Prezzi driving so well, by the way. Do enjoy Prezzi when he's driving well. Well, I think I've completely miscalculated this gap. How have I managed to do that? What am I on? I'm on interval. Well, I'm completely confused. I must have miscalculated. Either Curtis has had a spin when I wasn't looking at him, or I've completely miscalculated the gap. And knowing me, I probably miscalculated the gap. So, in a way, Curtis will still carry on and still try and close that gap down. He may as well try and use those softs. But, obviously, it'd be difficult to do. He's in an Alpine compared to a Ferrari. But the softs are only 3 laps old, so we're still going to be looking very strong as Dave gets the move done on Minden and takes P4 on track. So into P2 and P4 go the 2 Ferraris. As it stands right now, they're technically P1 and P4 because Prezzi has 9 second less penalties than Sainty, who is into the pits. I'm just wondering if he's actually pitting Sainty because he needs to save fuel. This might be a way of him gaining a bit of fuel back and having nicer tyres to the end. You gain about 0.2, 0.3, don't you, from fuel-wise from going into the pits. So when he comes, he's going to get out ahead of Curtis on track. I think that is effectively handed Curtis that position, with Sainty having 15 seconds of penalties. So, just look at the penalties again. Yeah, Prezzi's 6 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it's all about Curtis as to whether he can catch Prezzi enough. I think it's going to be difficult, if I'm honest, but I think he's the only possibility, really, of stopping Prezzi from winning this race. As long as Prezzi just gets to the end, keeps it all safe and everything, I think he probably takes victory here in Mexico. That's great Mary Walker said. Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it normally does. Because any sort of late safety car would completely change it again, and Curtis would go, well, favourite, but he would only be favourite just ahead of Dave, because Dave's P4 on penalty free as well. So, I mean, shock, I think, for today, really, is seeing our championship leader down in P12. I kind of thought he was going to make his way through the field a bit, but opted to go to hards very early in the race, and I don't know whether I'm making... Is that Curtis? No, it's not. Thank goodness for that. Who is it? It's, oh, it's all gold. Let's have a spin. So, let's go to Shaggy then. He's catching the back of... I'm not seeing Shaggy too much, and he's catching the back of Floyd. So, as Sainty adds another 3 seconds. Ouch. I mean, in all fairness to Sainty, he has been... You don't get a Haas to lead the race for as long as he did without pushing it to the absolute brink. So, it's not a massive surprise that he's picked up a lot of penalties today. He's done an outstanding job in that Haas. Really has. And as it stands right now, he's still on for a podium, despite the penalties. So, let's keep it going. And then he's just got inside DRS to Floyd. Shaggy exits the final corner inside DRS. A bit far back at the moment. Don't think we're going to see a move here. It's just be about getting that gap down a little bit to Floyd, and then probably next lap or the lap after we'll actually see attempts of an overtake. So 4 lap difference in tyres. Shaggy's being 4 laps younger. So he picks up DRS again. So broadcast cam. Gold picks up 3 seconds. And just look at that. Sainty's just set the fastest lap of the race with 17.5. 17.5. Fastest lap of the race in a Haas. I'm not sure I'd be doing 17.5 in qualifying in a Haas around there. I was just thinking when I was practicing in the Alpine for last night's race, I think I was sort of managing sort of the lower end of mid 16, sort of 16.4. And I'm guessing the Haas is a good second slower than the Alpine, possibly a bit more. So yeah, I'm not convinced I'd be doing that in qualifying laps. Wow. Okay, anyway, Shaggy continues to hunt down Floyd. His light is flashing. Yeah, looks like Floyd's underfueled as well. So his light's currently flashing, both for ERS and fuel, I think. So I think that this is going to be a relatively straightforward move for Shaggy if Floyd's having to save fuel. How's Curtis getting on? I think he's getting away from him, but not at a rate that's going to stop him picking up P2. The gap to Prezi at the moment is 15 seconds. I think if Curtis suddenly saw Prezi's gap, penalties jump up to 9 seconds, it might give him a little bit of a like, come on, you can do this. But at the moment, the amount of... He is gaining, by the way, but the amount he's got to gain to the end to get to jump Prezi on penalties is quite a lot, like 9 seconds. So, in a way, Shaggy does get ahead of Floyd into P6. He goes. Minden sticking pretty close to Dave. He's 1.4 behind, 1.3. He's she's not falling too far behind the Ferrari. So, oh, sector 2 yellow. That's is that rookie? I think it was rookie just slowing down to let faster cars through. So I don't think it was any sort of incident. Okay, so at the moment, Curtis is actually, since I mentioned previously about the gap, it's actually grown slightly. That could now be tyres coming into play. Curtis's softs 9 laps to Prezzi's 5-lap mediums, so obviously that will play a part. Minden does look like he's starting to catch the Ferrari of Dave. See, Minden has penalties. Let's just go back to penalties again. Minden's only got 3 seconds though. So if you can put some pressure on Dave, it could force Dave into picking up a penalty. This is probably remaining our closest battle, as Minden does make his way into the 1 second. Sector 1 yellow. That's a Haas. That's Sainty. He's lost it, and there's carbon fibre everywhere. He's completely lost his front wing. Oh, Sainty. You're still guaranteed a podium if you just kept it going. What a shame. And you think, oh, he's definitely going to lose out to Dave. He's definitely going to lose out to Minden. With such a long lap to large part of the lap to go, he's probably going to end up losing out to Sainty. To Shaggy and Floyd as well. I hope he doesn't retire it. He's done such a good job as Sainty. I'd hate that he retires and doesn't take anything out of the race. Sorry, I've just realised that my phone's died, so I do apologise if anybody makes any comments and I don't reply. I'm not ignoring you, just can't see them. So, oh, and out goes Sainty then. He's lost his wheel. What happened to him? I missed that. This could be huge. I mean, surely that's going to... How's it not brought out a safety car? I'm not going to lie, I can't believe that's not brought out a safety car, which would have just completely played into Curtis's hands. Curtis would have had the gap that he could have even pitted and got out ahead of Dave if a safety car had come out. Well, if Curtis watches this back, he will be flabbergasted that Sainty hasn't brought out a safety car there. I mean, his car was sat in the middle of the track on the final corner. I can't see how that's not a safety car. It's, I don't know if they... I mean, even if they have it on reduced on 100%, it should still be a safety car, that one. I'm not sure if they do reduce it for 100%. I mean, the last thing you want is when you're doing 100% race, loads of safety cars coming out. But even on reduced, that should have been a safety car. A bit surprised at that. Obviously, what a shame for Sainty. He'd done so well in that Haas. So, unlucky Sainty. I think you can still be proud of the job you did, buddy. You led quite a few laps, which is a huge achievement in itself in a Haas. So, well done to you, mate. But obviously not to be today. I'm just wondering, because we've seen, obviously we saw Sainty that he was struggling fuel-wise. Okay, I was going to say we saw Dave's light was on as well. Oh no, it's Floyd, wasn't it? That's right. So his light's just gone off, so perhaps he's now managed to get back to green. See, it's going on, then coming off, and then going on. So he's obviously right on the precipice at the moment. See if any other lights are on. Yeah, 610ers is on. It's not a massive surprise. I mean, you've got to think a lot of these guys would have been, you know, 71 laps around Mexico. You'd certainly have a tenner on somebody binning it in Sector 2 at some point and bringing out a safety car to make some fuel back. So you'd have thought at the start that under fueling a little bit, or, you know, not really under fueling here, but you know what I mean. You would think at the start that would have been okay, that you're bound to have a safety car at some point, or at least virtual safety car that would earn you something back. But not to be. Fortunately, all the gaps are sort of growing. Still, Minden is pretty close to the back of Dave. Just looking down, who is that? That's, oh, it's all gold again. Not having his best or favourite race today, all gold. Considering he's had 3 spins, 4 spins, something like that. He's actually doing quite well, still being P9, to be fair to him. Although Rubber Duck's going to get him on penalties, of course. I think for Rookie, I think he'll look back. I mean, Rookie's been in the chat. Rookie, before the race, Rookie was pretty vocal of saying that, look, this is not a track that he enjoys at all. So really, it was just damage limitation for him today. Pick up points, lose as little as possible to Dave. And then sort of reassess after. But I just wonder if he might look back on this and think that, well, switching to hards and trying to go to the end so early probably wasn't the best move. But the main thing for him, of course, is that he's getting it through to the end. He's picking points up. So Minden gets ahead of Dave then into P3. Obviously, Minden has the 3 seconds. I'm sure Dave won't be too perturbed by that. He's basically just got to do 4 laps, sticking within 3 seconds of Minden. And before Minden can even think about growing that gap, he needs to get him out to 1 second first. So, which he certainly hasn't done here. Dave's right on the back of his gearbox, so we might even see Dave retake the position here. Sector 2 and 3 yellows is... well, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, it's just saying it was a car being lapped. Okay. Just about to see that on the track map. So Dave and Minden go side by side. Dave goes to the outside, but gets the move done before the braking zone. And retakes P3 on track. The gap between Prezi and Curtis is basically stagnated. It stayed at 15 seconds roughly. It's fair play to Prezi. I thought he'd thrown it away when he went to a 3rd set of softs. To be honest, I thought trying the free stop. It turns out maybe the free stop was the right way to go. But fair play to him. He has driven solid as Prezi, to be fair. He's had some good battles with Sainty along the way. And others. And he certainly deserves it. It's also the 2 other podium boys, Curtis and Dave, obviously penalty free, pick up CRP, which is a great achievement in a 100% race, to be fair. Continue then, so Minor picks up the DRS. Catches towards the back of Dave, but runs out of tarmac in the end. Looking at these penalties and sort of looking down regard sort of position changes. At the moment, the only position change that I can work out there is that all gold will fall behind Rubber Duck, as long as Rubber Duck stays within 6 seconds, which with 3 laps to go, I'm sure he will. It looks like all the other penalties are going to mean, well, they're not going to change positions at the end. Steve's just stretched the gap out a little bit. I don't think Miner's going to get DRS down the straight. Let's just take a look then at some of the guys we're not seeing a huge amount. I do apologise to those of you that haven't had much airtime. I do always try and get everybody in. It's just you always end up battles being in certain parts, and some people having sort of more lonely races than others. This is Shaggy running very nicely in P5 and had a good race. And we say very much the same for Floyd. He's been strong throughout, raced well throughout, and is racing in P6. Doesn't look like Exo is going to be able to get close enough to get him on penalties. But Exo, another one who's had a solid race in the Alfa Romeo, starting from the back, running P7 now, which is a solid result in an Alfa Romeo, so fair play to him. Got penalties to 3 seconds as well. And I've got to be nice to him anyway, because he's my boss man Wednesdays, so I don't want to get sacked. Oh no, Floyd! No! Oh, Floyd, not on lap 69. That's going to hurt. There will be no safety car. It's too late. We can't have a safety car. So... Oh, Floydy boy. What have you done? Oh, well, God. I kind of hope he doesn't listen back to this, because he'd probably say that I commentated cursed him. Oh, I nearly cursed all gold as well. Well, I didn't technically say anything about all gold, but I nearly lost it again there. Rubber Duck goes past him on track now into P9. All these guys are going to gain a place. So it was too late for safety car. Got to think that would have been one if it was a bit earlier in the race. Oh, that's going to hurt Floyd. 69 laps of Mexico to bin it in the S's. That is going to hurt. And I guess that's what the drivers in real life feel like when they do it. It's but the drivers in real life, well, it was a good. In real life, they'd say it was a good test session in a way. But so we've done some good testing on that Alpha Tauri flight. That's all you can take out of it. Let's go to Prezi then as he comes through the stadium. The fireworks go off as they always do in Mexico. Round the final corner, and Prezi earns a very well-earned victory in Mexico. Congratulations to Prezi. P1. Let's go, lads. And Curtis coming around the final corner. Also a very well-earned P2 with CRP. So over the line he goes. P2 and P3 to the final podium spot. Well, they are actually racing to the end here, but Minden has 3 seconds, so it's going to go to Dave Inaway. They're going to have a little fight to the end. It's Dave then into the stadium. brings home a double podium for Ferrari, but most importantly for Dave, makes a real dent in Rookie's lead in the championship. So across the line comes Dave, P3, Mindon P4, Shaggy into the final corner now for P5, and Exo 610er, Rubber Duck had all already finished, and all gold and Rookie. Then I'll just do the confirmation of the countdown. Driver of the day from the game goes to X. I think the actual driver of the day for commentary purposes, from my side, was I'm a bit torn between the top two, really. I think they both equally deserve it. I'm gonna give it to Prezi because he's won the race. So my commentator's pick driver of the day goes to Prezi. But a real shout out for Curtis as well, because he drove fantastically all day and kept penalty free, which is an achievement in itself in a 100% race. As did Dave, P3, Mindon in P4, Shaggy 5, Exo 6, 6'10" then was P7, Rubber Duck P8, All Gold finished P9, Rookie License was our final finisher then in P10. Floyd, I feel so sorry for Floyd right now. That has got to be a gutter. Well, and Sainty, to be honest. Sainty drove an absolutely incredible race in the Haas. Just unfortunate. And we also lost Bish, who was having a good race up until he left us. And Wallace, we lost a bit earlier on. A massive congratulations to Prezi and Curtis and Dave on the top three guys. Very impressive drives. As I say, my driver of the day goes to our race winner, so congratulations, Prezi. Not a lot else to say about that one. It was one of those that it had moves in it. We did have overtakes, so it wasn't completely boring or anything. It was a decent race. It'd be great if we can get the 100% race up to a full grid. That would be lovely. It adds to the spectacle. It means that more is happening for the people watching and that. But still, to all the guys that finished, because it's an endurance thing, really. To all of you guys that finished these races, congratulations. You all pick up points, of course. We'll see, obviously, Rookie's lead in the championship will be reduced by Dave. So that's something to look out for. I'm just thinking next week, I mentioned it earlier on, we're at Australia for ERC next week. Don't forget Sunday. We've still got Sunday's race to come, so don't forget the Sunday race. They will be with us at, I believe it's 8 o'clock on Sunday. I don't know if anybody from the race is watching the stream. Correct me in the stream on the chat if I'm wrong on that. But I think it's 8 o'clock Sunday, so please tune in for that on the ERC stream. Other than that, we are Australia next week for ERC, so I look forward to that. I love the track, so it's one for me. And obviously a street track, but one where you normally see a bit of overtaking going on. You don't usually see people just following behind one another, and a bit of tactics can happen as well, so look forward to that one. So thank you ever so much to everybody that's tuned in tonight and been with me. As I said, I haven't got the chat at the moment, so if I'm missing, my phone died, so if I'm missing comments, I do apologise. But thank you ever so much to everybody that's tuned in live and watched it with me throughout the race, and anybody who watches it back as well. It's all very much appreciated. Other than that, thank you very much. Congratulations to drivers, to the top three, and we shall see you again. So next up on Sunday. Thank you very much. And